Knock, knock. Hi guys. I'm dermatologist Dr. Abby Waldman, and this video is for you if you are looking for an anti-aging routine, but you want it to be clean. Like a lot of my friends out there, you might not actually use that much for your skincare routine right now. You may just use some coconut oil or some olive oil. Maybe you wear a sunscreen, but maybe you don't. You're really looking to avoid any skincare that has harmful products in it, but you're starting to notice your first wrinkles and discoloration and signs of aging, and they're starting to bother you. What can you do about it? So everything I've included here is a clean option, and what do I mean by that? I mean that it doesn't contain parabens, phthalates, other hormone mimickers, fragrance, or any potential human carcinogens. So let's get to it. So in my first video on anti-aging, I go over the causes of aging. And today I'm gonna go over the foundations of a clean anti-aging routine, both a morning routine, which is preventative, and evening routine, which fixes the damage that's already been done, the aging that's already occurred. If you already have the basics down, great, stick to the end where I'll discuss some little extras you can do to really make your skin pop and look more youthful. So first, look at this photo. This is a photo of someone who has had a whole life of sun exposure, pollution exposure, all of the damage that's coming from the outside. All that UV damage and pollutants really cause a lot of the signs of aging that you see. You can see they wore pants their whole life, how much that skin is protected. So even though we can't see the UV radiation coming in, we can't see the pollution causing damage to our skin, it's really like x-rays where you need like a lead cover to protect yourself. That is how you have to think about protecting yourself from the sun and from pollution out in the world. Okay, I know that sounds extreme, but all these invisible particles really are causing a lot of damage in our skin. So what do you need to do? Every dermatologist does these three things to protect themselves from the sun. So the first thing that every dermatologist does is they just try to avoid being outside in the sun between the main times of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. during the spring and summer when the UV index is very high. If you're out, try to find shade, so under an umbrella, under a tent, even under a tree. If you are going to be out, the second best thing you can do is actually just wear protective clothing. So large, wide-brimmed hat, long sleeves. UV protective clothing is even better than regular cloth, but any sort of protection is great. A physical barrier between you and what's coming in from the outside. The third thing you can do is sunscreen. So sunscreen is great for anything you cannot cover, either by being out of the sun or with clothing. So I know that sunscreen has become this very controversial topic, especially online. It really doesn't have to be, but mineral sunblocks like zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are 100% safe when applied topically on your skin. Don't inhale them. Don't like spray your sunscreen in your mouth. You know, like just don't do that. Speaking of sprays, some but not all spray aerosolized sunscreens have been shown to be contaminated with benzene, meaning they don't put benzene, this human carcinogen, in. It's not going to be listed on the ingredients. It's a byproduct of the propellant that's actually used to spray, and that's the case for anything you spray that has the potential. So like hairspray and dry shampoo and, you know, Axe body spray, all of those also have that issue with the aerosolized contamination. So if you want to be really safe, just don't use it. If you are going to use spray sunscreens, use them outside in a well-ventilated area and not inside in a small contained area. And again, don't spray it right in your nose and your mouth. Seems obvious, but I actually had a friend who did that, who had never seen spray sunscreen and sprayed it all in her face and her eyes were like red and draining, and it was quite a scene. So don't do that. For cream sunscreens, my favorites are Supergoop Mineral Matte Sunscreen. I think that is worth the hype, but it can go on white, especially for darker tones. That can be minimized a little by using a tinted mineral sunscreen. My favorite clean option is Earth Mama Tinted Mineral Sunscreen. My best safe, clean spray sunscreen for running after kids at the beach, this is my go-to, is the Kiss My Face Mineral Sunscreen Spray. That does go on a little white, but then you really know if you got it on, because God knows it is difficult getting sunscreen on 2, 3-year-old and 6-year-olds. Okay, sun protection done. What else can you do to protect yourself out in the world? We're discussing a product I'm almost positive you have heard about and been told you need to use, but you have no idea why. And that is vitamin C serum. So what's the deal with vitamin C serum? Vitamin C is an antioxidant, meaning it fights free radicals. Essentially, you can think of free radicals as little bullets that are created from the UV radiation, from pollution coming in. They're little bullets that are literally damaging your DNA. They're like these little hits, and your body is continuously having to work to fix those every single time you go out in the sun or into an area with lots of radiation, lots of pollution. So your body has some natural antioxidants it uses to fight those. Basically, think of it like little shields from those bullets, and vitamin C is one of them. We have a lot of vitamin C in our skin naturally when we're younger, and that starts to go away as we age, like so many things. So you have to add it back, and I do recommend getting a vitamin C serum with other antioxidants, and those include ferulic acid and vitamin E. You can get them all separate, save yourself the hassle, get one that includes all 3 of those. Usually it will say it on the front that it includes vitamin C, vitamin E, and ferulic acid. The most potent form of vitamin C that has been studied is L-ascorbic acid. It is a very unstable molecule to apply to the skin. So as much as I say, like, make your own at home, it's really so unstable. If you crush up some vitamin C and put it on, it's probably not gonna do anything. It needs to be pH balanced so that it can actually get into the skin. The best form of it to use is a serum. A serum is the most potent form of any sort of ingredient. So when you use a serum on clean skin, it's actually gonna be absorbed a lot better. Vitamin C does sometimes smell, they say it smells a little bit like hot dogs, old hot dogs. That's normal. And it can turn a little yellow. This one actually I love because it's always clear. They small batch it and it's clean, it's great. It hasn't been oxidized, so it's not that yellowy color. This is my favorite. Vanish is the one. You can get it online on the Vanish website. What other good ones do I recommend? I like the New Organic Super C Serum. This one's good for sensitive skin because it's sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is not as irritating as L-ascorbic acid. It's a great clean option. And then my favorite clean vitamin C option that you can actually just get in a pharmacy, like in a CVS or a Walgreens, is the Mad Hippie Vitamin C Serum. And again, that one's also good for sensitive skin. There are other antioxidants you can use. Glutathione is one that you might see. Niacinamide is one that you might see. These are all great. I still think the GOAT is vitamin C, and that's why you see it hyped up everywhere. But certainly these other ones are options as well, and there's no harm in using more if you want to double, triple up on your antioxidant. Niacinamide also goes by vitamin B3. It's in a lot of serums. It's in a lot of moisturizers. You may already be using it. So just check the ingredients of anything you're already using, because a lot of skincare contains niacinamide already. Okay, so that is the bare minimum anti-aging skincare routine. You do all of that in the morning. You wash your face, you put on your vitamin C serum, you put on your sunscreen, you put on your hat, your protective clothing, you're ready to go out. But now it's nighttime, and nighttime is the time to reverse all the aging that you already have. Think of it as like the time you're gonna sort of shut down, you're gonna allow your skin to rebuild, get rid of some of those wrinkles, get rid of some of those age spots. So nighttime is the rebuild time. Morning protection, nighttime rebuilding. So what is the #1 dermatologist recommended ingredient to reverse aging? This is no secret. It is retinoids. Retinoids are the GOAT. Retinoids can include retinol, retinol, or prescription retinoids like tretinoin, Tazorac. Any of these you may have heard about already. Check out this video about picking the appropriate retinoid for you. So why are retinoids so great? So think of retinoids like exercise for your skin, okay? So just like exercise, you gotta be consistent. You're gonna be using this for a long time. This is like a commitment, right? So you don't wanna rush into it. You don't wanna go to the gym and like kill yourself and then be so sore and achy and injured that you like can't do it ever again, right? So that is how you need to think of retinoids. You have to be consistent and you're gonna feel a little soreness when you start. Retinoids encourage cell turnover, they decrease pigmentation, they're gonna help collagen remodeling, and they are going to smooth out your wrinkles. Okay? This will work if you are consistent. When choosing a retinoid, you can see my video here on retinols versus tretinoin. My favorite clean options are BU retinol, and that's a serum. I also like the vetted Dermlab R serum. Does it say R there? Yeah. Which stands for retinol. And the retinol Resculpt by Murad is also excellent. Great clean option. You're gonna use a pea-sized amount or a few drops. If it's a serum on clean skin, you're gonna use it only at nighttime because it's inactivated by the sunlight. And you're gonna start just every 3 nights. Don't try to be a hero. Again, you don't wanna rush in and go from your couch to a marathon. That's not gonna work. Start real slow. The slower you go, the more likely you're gonna come back here in a year and tell me how awesome your skin looks. If you start too fast, expect to see breakouts of some of your acne coming up, expect to see redness, particularly around the nose, around the mouth, maybe on the eyelids, expect to see a lot of peeling. You know, you may see a little of these things here and there, even if you go slow, but the slower you go, the better. Other tips to decrease some of these side effects include like putting either a moisturizer on first to dilute the product, or like a hyaluronic acid serum or some other serum that doesn't have a lot of active ingredients on first that will kind of, again, buffer the retinol. So it does make it a little weaker, but that is going to, again, allow you to build up, and sort of like building those muscles when you exercise, it's really gonna help to keep you going in the long run. But I do promise you that if you are consistent, you will see results with this. There's a reason it is the product that people recommend for anti-aging. You will notice improvement in your wrinkles, brown spots, just general signs of aging. Any person you've seen where you're like, man, their skin's like glowing, trust me, it's retinol, it's retinoids. Okay, it's like that is the secret, but it's not a secret, because it's like saying that the secret to long, healthy living is like eating healthy and exercise, right? It's easier said than done. Same with retinoids. Easier said than done. If you can commit and you can do it, I promise you, come back, comment here next year about how awesome your skin looks. One thing you do have to include in your nighttime regimen, if you are using a retinoid, or even if you're not, is a moisturizer. Not everyone needs a moisturizer in the morning. I have dry skin. I always use it in the morning after my vitamin C serum, before my SPF. But certainly at night, if you're using a retinoid, you need to put it on as the last step. Look for ingredients like hyaluronic acid and ceramides. These are natural moisturizing ingredients in your skin already that tend to decrease as we get older and our skin gets drier. What do I like? The best clean skincare options. This is my new favorite. I'm actually using this currently. I believe you can get it on their website. It's the Super Supple Pure and Simple Prebiotic Moisturizer. It's all natural, organic, toxin-free, cruelty-free. This stuff is great. This is my favorite new natural moisturizer. I use it all the time. Other ones I like are Nourish the Goddess Evening Rescue Cream Figgy by Figgy Beauty. This one's from Denmark. The Pure and Simple one is from England. I find that they have like a lot more sort of like natural skincare options. I think they're a little more ahead of the game when it comes to like clean beauty options. So anywho, the other one that you get at the pharmacy that won't break the bank, I actually use this on my kids, and it doesn't get as much talk as some of the other La Roche-Posay moisturizers, but is the Lipicar AP Balm Intense Repair Moisturizing Cream. It's for very dry skin, but this stuff is great. I actually keep it upstairs, downstairs. When anybody needs some moisturizer, this goes on. So while I'm currently not using that as my nighttime moisturizer, I do use the Pure and Simple one, but this is like my fallback on moisturizer for everything. It goes on the body, the face. So anyway, that's a good one. Totally clean. So that's it. That's your routine. Morning, you're gonna wash your face, put on your vitamin C antioxidant serum. You can put on your moisturizer then and your sunscreen. At nighttime, you're going to remodel your skin. You're gonna wash it. You're going to put on your retinoid, your retinol, your tretinoin, whatever you're using. You're gonna lock it in with your moisturizer. Done. That's it. Those are the basics. That's like your cardio and your strength training. This is it. You know, you don't need to get fancier, right? But you may say, look, Dr. Abby, I'm already doing all of that. I've like been using retinoids for years. Like tell me something I don't know. So I don't know if I'll be able to tell you something you don't know. But once you have that down, I would say the 2 anti-aging things to include in your skincare would be an exfoliant. So an exfoliant is going to help you remove some of the dead skin. You need that help as you get older. Your skin is just like tired. It does not want to do all the things it did when it was a teenager, like exfoliate itself. It has other stuff to do. So if you're looking for like that really bright, fresh look, you feel like maybe your makeup doesn't sit right in terms of like the texture of your skin, and you've already gotten your like retinol down, right? You've been using it every night, or maybe you're using it just like 5 times a week or whatnot, great. So then you can add in an AHA, BHA, some sort of chemical exfoliant. It comes by the names glycolic acid, lactic acid. You may see just AHA, BHA on the bottle. It helps with hyperpigmentation because again, it's like turns over the skin, it exfoliates the skin a little bit. They can be very irritating and drying, especially when used with a retinol. So I do advise when you're doing this, don't do it more than once or 2 times a week. And do not do it the same night that you use your retinol. It's just usually for almost everyone, it's just too much. Now, can some people tolerate using both on the same night? Sure. It's the same way some people can lift, 300 pounds and some people can run an ultra marathon. Of course, you can use both at the same time, but most people who are doing the basics should not use their retinol the night that they use their AHA, BHA. This is the one that I like for a clean option. It's Naked and Thriving Renew Face Serum. It includes hyaluronic acid, so it can decrease some of that irritation. Use a few drops on clean skin instead of your retinol or retinoid. Another good option that's clean is glycolic acid, 7% toner solution by The Ordinary. That's like great for everything. You just put it on a cotton pad and kind of wipe it on and then put on your moisturizer after. So last tip that I would say for including in your anti-aging skin care routine, and again, this is only if you really have everything else down, and that would be adding peptides. Peptides are little chains of amino acids that can help as signaling molecules that help with anti-aging. Again, this is not something like if you're not doing everything else, this is kind of like, I would say in terms of exercise analogy, this is like foam rolling or you're stretching. It's kind of like it adds like a little bit to your routine, but like if you're not doing everything else, like you're not gonna notice a huge difference just by those actions necessarily. But I really do find peptide serums and peptides have been something I've added recently, and I actually found, it definitely decreases, kind of softens wrinkles. This one is if you want to just include it in a moisturizer. If you're looking for a totally clean moisturizer, is this Beauty Stat Peptide Wrinkle Relaxing Moisturizer. Another moisturizer option is the Peptide Pro Firming Moisturizer by Peach and Lily. And again, you could use that as your normal like nighttime or morning moisturizer as well. So kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I've included all the links to these in my Shop My page. Hopefully that was helpful. Please leave comments and questions about how to incorporate these things. I'll walk you through it. Trust me, I know most of my friends are in this same stage of their life where they are really trying to maybe reverse some of the signs of aging now. It is not easy. It's like jumping into exercise when you're 35, when you're 40, right? It's not an easy thing, but trust me, you have to believe that if you're consistent in a year, you are going to notice huge, huge benefits. Stay tuned to the next video in this series when we're going to talk about ways to fight age with diet, supplements, and lifestyle. Please like this video if you got value. Follow me for more videos like this. I'm Dr. Abby Waldman. Be well.